So a while back, I did an Inferno retrospective. I covered the G1 character, the Beast Wars character, the Energon character, and all of the history that came up to the point of the Kingdom figure, which was based on his Generation 1 fire engine. It's kind of obvious that figure would end up being a, retool of Grapple because, well, Grapple and Inferno do share a similar mold back in Generation 1. And I had mentioned, it was Kingdom. It was kind of a lost opportunity to have both Inferno face Inferno in that retrospective. And it's kind of a hilarious little clip if you've not already seen it. But I decided that I'm going to do a review for the Transformers Legacy Predacon Inferno, and I'm very, very happy that they came out with this figure, and I've been waiting a little while to actually open up my Transformers because I've been trying to get a lot of retrospectives done for you guys, but I figured I'd get a few toy reviews in, and let's take him out of the box and take a look at him. Of course, seeing him on package there, if you're not already aware, this is where you're going to get your tech spec information, just like it was back in Generation 1. You've got the box art there. But yeah, let's get him out of the box. And without further ado, let's sit back, relax, make sure you subscribe to the channel, and let's transform and roll out. Consider supporting the channel on Patreon, becoming a channel member, or purchase some merch on my Spring store today. Okay, so here is Inferno out of the packaging, and you can see he looks awesome. I've been gushing about this figure since I got him out of the packaging, and he's very posable. Just looks exactly like he stepped out of the animated series. I do wish that some of the red was painted in a similar fashion to the way the back end of him is, just because it's a little bit on the brighter side. The other thing is to take note of is that with his waist, there is a clip right here. And when I got him out of the packaging, it was on the loose side, and that allows him to be able to move his waist without having to worry about the chest separating. He's very, very posable and just looks great overall. He also has, of course, getting a closer look at that face sculpt. Man, it captures, Inferno so well. Can open up his mouth so he can roar, if you need him to. He does have light piping. But one thing I've noticed is that the light piping doesn't work very well. He had to get the light directly on it from the back in order to get his eyes to light up. And when you have his mouth open, you can actually see that the light piping does come through on the back, on the underside. So it's kind of one of those things where I'm I think I just would have rather had not had the light piping at all whatsoever, and he just had red eyes. That would have been fine, but still, overall, he still looks like an awesome figure. He comes with his blaster here. They decided to merge the weapons, so instead of having it be where, in the back of him, end of him here, this is how he flies. So this was supposed to go, in the back here in order to create that rocket pack, and he's supposed to have his own blaster, but instead, for budgetary reasons, they did not do so. But this thing does rotate, so you can spin it just like he did in the show, which is great. You can even do it that way, like this. It is blast effect compatible, so you can put a blast effect in there in order to get that rocket off if you need so, or if you want him shooting at Maximals or Autobots, and you can have him hold his blaster like this. I know I've seen the third-party blasters out there, and so it's I need to get, that to complete my Inferno to make him look a little bit better. And then, of course, you've got the Toy Hacks labels, which do add a little bit of flair to him as well. And, this particular figure just looks fantastic overall. And I'm just it's hard for me not to gush at this thing because, they just knocked it out of the park. I mean, yeah, he's got the 5mm ports, so he can hold certain things. The one thing to take note of, and I know some people might have a little bit of complaints about this, is that the ant legs themselves are not superposable, so they just kind of get in the way. And if I remember correctly, the original Inferno figure, the ant legs for his back legs were actually what made up the top part of the legs there, but here it's just molded plastic. That's actually fine because it keeps the profile of him, and he's just very, very posable. Just, you can get him in so many great poses. And then on top of that, since it is kind of the whole flyer thing. And there you could see him just ready to fly at Maximals and just smash them to bits or make them burn, or as he likes to say, he doesn't rock and roll, he burns, right? And he just loves fire. That is this whole theme. And for size comparisons, here is Inferno next to Waspinator and Megatron from Kingdom. And you know, when Kingdom came out, we were all hoping that Inferno would be alongside his other Predacon, counterparts. But of course, we ended up getting the G1 version of the figure. But at the same time, you can see he still looks great standing next to both Megatron, his queen.
Yes, my queen. I wish you wouldn't call me that.
And the little fall guy, Waspinator, whom he would boss around, since Inferno quickly rose the ranks among the Predacons to pretty much be close to being one of Megatron's most loyal servants. And it was just awesome. He's just an awesome character. And like I said before, seeing him next to his G1 counterpart, having the two of them fight each other would have been something so awesome to see had they done so in the Kingdom animated series, if they actually brought both characters in. But I don't think the Inferno figure was ready to go at the time. So, basically what we have here is the battle that everybody wanted to see, Inferno versus Inferno. Now, moving on to transformation for him, it is rather simple for his transformation and very straightforward. This part here does not go in the back for weapon storage, as I would have anticipated it to do so, like the original toy did. But instead, what you're going to do is you're going to rotate this around like so, and then you're just going to close this up a little bit and rotate it out of the way. And you can already see it's quite simple from there. The chest itself opens up here in the front, and that is the clip that I was talking about earlier that actually clips the chest together and keeps it in place when it is in robot mode. Then we're going to fold out the mandibles for the ant. Goes up and over the head and closes up like so. One thing to take note of is the ant head, like on my copy, seems to open up quite a bit in ant mode, whereas the clip keeps it in place for his robot mode. We're going to rotate the legs like so, fold down the feet, and the legs here just kind of push in like so. I'm going to close up the legs. There is a peg here for the two of them to connect. And then I'm going to pull down the rest of the legs. This actually, the feet themselves rotate down. And then there is a peg here on the leg that actually connects to this connector and on both legs. So that is how you're going to end up closing up the, I forgot what they call the bug part, but I believe it is the abdomen or the thorax. I think the thorax is in the middle. It's a head, thorax, and an abdomen. Am I correct? I know a lot of bug experts are going to probably tell me yeah, that's it, is what it is. So then you close this all up. Once this is done, you have the back section of the ant made. We're going to fold the insect legs back so they're in place, and then comes the arms. And the way that the arms transform is they fold in like so. And when I first tried to transform him, I was really trying to figure out where do the legs go? I mean, where do the arms go? And it doesn't seem to make sense to me. So actually what ends up happening is that these tabs on the inside is what connects the hands. And so this all rotates in. Get the ant legs out of the way. And then on top of that, you can actually see the connector parts here for the two tabs. That is what brings the arms together And then the hands go into the tabs like so. And you can already see what I was talking about with the ant head opening up on my copy. I don't know if that is a common issue with anybody's, figure. But there you go. There you have Inferno in his ant mode, ready to come at you because spiders or whomever is invading his colony, and he must protect his queen. I wish he would stop calling me that. And he does have weapon storage. You can put the blaster there on the top. Doesn't quite look right, I know, but it is the only place that the instructions tell you that the ant, the blaster goes when he is in ant mode. And I guess it works, but what can I say, Lovey? And for a quick comparison, here is Inferno next to his queen, Megatron, and Waspinator following close behind. Now, overall, like I said, I think Inferno is just a fantastic figure. Looking at him closer, it's hard not to gush at this particular character. He's one of my favorite Beast Wars characters on the Predacon side. So, the figure just kind of hits it out of the ballpark. Of course, the only thing you really need is that extra blaster and maybe some Toy Hacks labels to give it a little bit of extra flair. But other than that, I think it's a fantastic figure. So I want to know what you guys think about Inferno. Of course, leave your thoughts in the comment section below. Be sure to thumbs up this video and subscribe. Check out my other videos as well. I have many more Transformers news, reviews, discussions, and more coming down the pipeline. So stay tuned for all of that. And as always, guys, until next time, till all are one.